As the world continues to grapple with the effects of climate change, the consequences go far beyond just the physical environment. The psychological impact of climate change is a lesser-known but equally pressing issue that demands attention. The constant inundation of news about rising temperatures, unprecedented natural disasters, and the uncertain future of our planet is taking a toll on people's mental health. This video explores the various ways in which climate change is affecting our psychological well-being, from fostering anxiety and depression to causing a loss of faith in institutions and governments. With expert interviews, case studies, and real-life examples, we delve into the ways in which climate change is impacting people's ability to function and thrive in their daily lives. We also explore the role of hope, community, and activism in mitigating the negative psychological effects of climate change. Through inspiring stories of people who are taking action and making a difference, we show how individuals and communities can come together to build resilience, foster positivity, and create a better future for ourselves and the planet. In a world where the consequences of climate change are all too real, this video highlights the urgent need to address the psychological impacts of this global crisis. Climate change is one of the most pressing issues of our time, affecting every corner of the world and every aspect of our daily lives. It is widely acknowledged that climate change has a profound impact on the physical environment, but what about its psychological impact? As global temperatures rise and natural disasters become more frequent and intense, the psychological impact of climate change is increasingly becoming a cause for concern. According to research conducted by the American Psychological Association, around 71% of Americans are worried about climate change, with 51% expressing feelings of anxiety and 56% exhibiting feelings of despair. These numbers only increase in communities that have already experienced the devastating effects of extreme weather events, such as hurricanes, floods, and wildfires. In fact, an estimated 25 to 30% of people who have been directly affected by a natural disaster are at risk of developing post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, depression, or other mental health disorders. The psychological impact of climate change is not limited to immediate victims of extreme weather events. Experts warn that as more and more people are forced to flee their homes due to rising sea levels, drought, or famine, the resulting displacement and loss of community can also have severe psychological consequences. In addition, the long-term nature of climate change means that even individuals who are not directly affected by extreme weather events may still face psychological challenges as they cope with the uncertainty and unpredictability of a changing world. Perhaps one of the most significant psychological impacts of climate change is a sense of helplessness or powerlessness. As individuals, it can be difficult to know how to make a meaningful impact on such a global issue. This sense of powerlessness can lead to anxiety, depression, and a loss of motivation to take action. The psychological impact of climate change is not limited to individuals, it can also have profound effects on communities and society as a whole. In areas where the impact of climate change is most severe, such as in low-income or vulnerable communities, the psychological impact can be compounded by social and economic factors. For example, individuals who lack access to social support or who are already experiencing economic hardship may be more vulnerable to the negative psychological effects of climate change. Despite the alarming statistics surrounding the psychological impact of climate change, there is hope. Experts stress that acknowledging and addressing the psychological impact of climate change is an essential part of effectively addressing the problem. This includes providing mental health support to those affected by extreme weather events, increasing awareness of the psychological challenges of climate change, and empowering individuals and communities to take action. In addition, experts suggest that framing climate change as an opportunity for positive change rather than a hopeless situation can be an effective way to mitigate some of the negative psychological impacts. By emphasizing the potential for innovation, collaboration, and progress in our response to climate change, individuals and communities can feel more empowered and motivated to create positive change. In conclusion, The psychological impact of climate change is a critical issue that must not be overlooked. As global temperatures continue to rise and the impact of climate change becomes more severe, the psychological toll on individuals, communities, and society as a whole will only increase. By acknowledging the problem, providing mental health support, and framing climate change as an opportunity for positive change, we can take important steps towards mitigating the negative psychological impact and creating a more sustainable and resilient future. In conclusion, the psychological impact of climate change is a complex issue that affects individuals, communities, and societies on a variety of levels. It can lead to feelings of anxiety, despair, and uncertainty, impacting mental health and well-being.